Ever wonder what it's like to live in a town where your neighbors are your friends? Clarkston, Michigan holds that key, but is this close-knit community all sunshine and rainbows? Let's talk about it. Living in Clarkston, Michigan, why do people like it? Why do people hate it? These two questions are going to be answered in great detail for those of you on the fence debating on whether or not to call this place home or not. Kicking off with the pros of living in Clarkston, Michigan, we have the schools. This might seem obvious for those of you that live in this fine area of Michigan, but for those of you that are outsiders looking in, it's eat, sleep Clarkston schools around here. Clarkston Community Schools have an enrollment of approximately 6,500 students. The community has 7 elementary schools, lots of flavors to choose from there. 1 middle school serving 6th through 7th grade, and 1 junior high for 8th through 9th grade, and of course, Clarkston High School serving 10th through 12th, along with a virtual academy, an early childhood center, as well as an alternative high school and community education facility. Clarkston High School has actually earned College Success Awards in 2022, 2021, 2020, 2019, and 2018. Not only are the academics praised, so are their athletic programs, from anything from basketball, football, and hockey to cheerleading, track, golf, and swimming. But aside from bragging about Clarkston's accomplishments academically and athletically, the biggest appeal to this powerhouse is the community aspect. Clarkston Community Schools live by their phrase, a collaborative learning environment where students, staff, and families are challenged, healthy, engaged, safe, and supported. I believe a lot of residents in Clarkston will attest to that as well. Moving over to pro number 2, piggybacking off a great school community, the town has a great community overall. It has that small town feel where everyone knows everyone kind of feeling. They put forth so much effort to create a tight-knit community, from all their community events such as Art in the Village, the farmers markets, concerts in the park, the Taste of Clarkston, which allows you to know very fast how awesome this community is, as well as the parades they do throughout the year for Memorial Day, 4th of July, and the Holiday Lights Parade as well. If you're someone that loves that community feel that seems to be so fleeting these days, I think you'll appreciate Clarkston for just that. The village of Clarkston it's very small, so that's why it's so incredibly easy to make this community so close-knit, as it accounts for the streets around downtown and Deer Lake with a population of about 916 people. And it's hardly half a square mile in size, but surrounding the village of Clarkston is Independence Charter Township, which is 36.30 square miles in size with a population of over 36,000 people. As I brag more and more about how wonderful the community is, I think it would be fair to talk about what brings the Clarkston community together, and that's pro number 3, downtown. It's such a cool little downtown space. It's clean for one, and 2, it's just that perfect 2-lane small town feeling with street parking that slowly fades into residential homes that don't lack in curb appeal whatsoever, as a lot of them have been historically restored, so I'm sure you'll be breaking your neck looking at them as you find yourself strolling through downtown Clarkston. When it comes to a lot of small towns, they often feel a little neglected, a little dirty maybe, like you need a nice little Swiffer and dust the place off. Well, that is by no means Clarkston. Clarkston is more so like when your mom would mop the floor and yell at you if you walked on the wet parts, so just make sure your shoes are clean. But it wouldn't be a downtown without pro number 4, and that's things to do and attractions, which of course aren't just limited to this little downtown space. Starting in downtown, there's the 2 South Brunch House, the Fed Community for your modern American cuisine, Union Wood Shop for that one-of-a-kind barbecue, Honchos because who doesn't love some good Latin street food, as well as Clarkston Union Bar and Kitchen. Stepping out to Independence Charter Township, there's the Deer Lake Inn, which I have been to plenty of times, very good, the Clarkston Royal Diner, and of course Parker's Hilltop Brewery. You must make a visit to that one. But the attractions don't stop there. I hope not, because that was just restaurants I just named off. There's also Depot Park next to downtown, Independence Oaks County Park, Fountains Golf and Banquet, Oakhurst Golf Club, and let's not forget Pine Knob Music Theater for all your favorite concerts, the ski resort and golf club attached too. There's also several little lakes and ponds that have some public access for some water fun as well. A lot of the resources out there for Clarkston will say there's not a lot to do, there's not a lot of attractions, you have to commute here, you have to go there, and whatever. But more times than not, they were referring to the little half of a square mile village of Clarkston, not the 36.30 square mile township that swallows it whole, which is still considered Clarkston to most people. I've spent a good chunk of time bragging about the Clarkston area, but now it's time to talk about the cons of living in Clarkston, Michigan, and reasons why you might not want to call this area your home. First and foremost, the part that will keep people from calling Clarkston their home, and that's con number one, and that's the home prices. It's not that they're off the charts by any means, like Northville, Bloomfield Hills, and Birmingham, but to be in and around the downtown area will cost you a pretty penny.
Watch, tell me I'm pretty.
Taking a look at this chart, which shows the average sale price of the whole MLS in blue to give you an idea of an average home price across the state, Clarkston in green, and Independence Township in yellow. Clarkston jumps around a little bit, but comes out at just over $395,000, which was actually a 5.9% decrease over the year, and Independence Charter Township is over $451,000 at a 3.5% increase over the course of the year. That might not seem all that horrible, but the inventory is also very slim as of recording this, as it is everywhere, of course. Based on the Google boundaries of the village of Clarkston, there's only 2 homes for sale right now. One is a new construction home being built for $630,000, and the other is a historic 1839 Greek Revival colonial for $875,000 right on Main Street. Then branching out to the township, there's actually 60 other results, from a $49,500 manufactured home on leased property to a $3.295 million traditional 2-story home on nearly 3 acres. So the options are extremely diverse in terms of real estate prices, but homeownership is becoming harder and harder to afford, especially for people at or below the average sale price of these areas. And when it comes to Independence Township, it's fairly rural living. So a lot of the homes are on 2, 4, 6, 12 acres of land. So a lot of that price tag accounts for the land the home is on. And the homes will need a little more love, or else they will be priced accordingly. As I mentioned, there's a lot of wonderful attractions for Clarkston residents, but at the same time, a lot of these attractions are very appealing to people out of the area as well. So con number 2 has to be the traffic that comes with all these attractions. As I said, the downtown is a pretty little 2-lane strip. Well, a lot of traffic plus small town doesn't typically get along very well. So you can bet there's some irritation from Clarkston residents. Especially for those of you that have visited Pine Knob Music Theater like myself, you know how packed that venue alone can get with traffic. We complain about it taking so long to get out of the field for parking after the show, but what about that person that just wants to pull into their neighborhood hardly minutes down the road? It's just brutal, and I could imagine that. I feel like people who move to Clarkston are like, oh cool, we are right next to Pine Knob for all of our favorite artists to come to town, but then realize it kind of sucks maybe. I don't know if there's a Clarkston resident out there. Do you secretly hate Pine Knob? Share your experiences in the comments below. So with all that being said, Clarkston doesn't have the infrastructure to be packing all these people there. That goes for the golf courses and the banquet halls too. After those events, of course, you're going to see what cool little local places you can find, and the traffic becomes this snowball effect in downtown Clarkston. When I talk about small towns, close-knit community, and how wonderful it is, there's also a con to that I like to be conscious of to alleviate any bias here, and that comes in at con number 3, people just being set in their ways. I've made a lot of videos about small towns across Southeast Michigan, and this always seems to be a con that finds itself on the list. And of course, it's up to you for interpretation. Some people love it, some people hate it, and it's simply the mentality of keeping to traditions, not making significant changes, whether they are needed or not. But keep in mind, Clarkston is a historic town. Being established in 1832, most people just want to make sure it's kept historic, small, and just well kept without any big changes falling out of grasp and blown out of proportion. So I get it, I'd rather have it like that too, but for some people, this may be seen as a con, especially if they are bothered by something that might not ever be changed. For those of you that stuck around, what are your thoughts about Clarkston, Michigan? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in the wonderful state of Michigan, don't hesitate to reach out. I'd be happy to be your go-to resource. Until next time.